Happy Christmas Eve! So welcome back. Right, it's the final day of Advent. Can you believe it? I am in shock that it's just gone so fast, but I suppose time flies when you're having fun, doesn't it? You know, I've kind of kept myself busy all month doing as many Christmas crafts as I could possibly squeeze in, as well as life, and obviously doing this Stitchmas. So it's just flown by so fast. So I'm going to open my advent calendars. I'm going to show you what I was working on. I'm going to read out, right, the ingredients for the gingerbread that I make, unless I get a chance to type it up. But what I'll do is I'll read them out, but I'll try and quickly say how I do them, because I never do things like a recipe says anyway. I kind of, you know, do my own spin on things anyway, but the ingredients themselves are all the same. And what else am I going to do? Oh, and I've bought my embroidery box down, my embroidery thread box. It's a bit messy, it should be tidier than that. And I'm going to try that blue thing on it, so that thing that I put in my own advent calendar. And I've remembered to bring the clear nail varnish down for painting the back of these, because I've got to do it today because I plan to wear them tomorrow. So I'm not going to film myself doing that, but at least I've remembered. Now they're together, so there's a better chance it's going to happen. So when I finish filming, I'll probably do that. The time is nearly 11:30. I might have to nip to the shop actually to get some bits, and because I've got everybody here for lunch. Actually, let me just I've got my Christmas tissues here that I got from Mandy. Excuse me, just wipe my nose. I have to cut a bit out. Yeah, I got those tissues in my secret society, didn't I? So embroidery box. Now, when I told you I put this, this was one of my advent calendar things, and I told you about this blue thing, it's likely to fall out. I thought, well, if I keep it with my embroidery box, it will be safe in there, won't it? And I said to you, I think this sits on the side, so I'll try it on. Yeah, do you know what? It must be made for this embroidery box. Embroidery thread box. That's brilliant, isn't it? So at least now it will be safe, this blue thing, if I lose it. Let me see if there's any large. Yeah, there is, right, a large compartment in here, but I will admit, I'm going to show you, see if I can show you without tipping everything out. There's a large compartment, but I keep all these in it, ones I've started. Oh gosh, I'm going to have a disaster. I tell you what, I'm going to move them. Sorry about this. You don't want to watch me getting in a tease over embroidery threads, do you? Right. You know, when you stand up, you mean business, don't you? Can you see there's a large compartment? There's only one. All the others are small. Look, it fits in there. So I didn't actually know why there was a large compartment. And I suppose you could always put some scissors as well. Do you know what I didn't end up using? I didn't end up trying that, did I? I tell you what, do you know what? I'm going to do that now, because I said I'd do it, didn't I? This stitch. I'm sorry. Get back in shot. Right. So yeah, I'm really happy now. So hopefully I'm not going to lose the blue thing. That would be a disaster, because it would be no good. But it is a good gadget, isn't it? Right, let's get this thing out. This is Prim. Apparently it's a noodle threader. So basically it's in two parts, and it obviously has a thing for sliding this into. Sorry, I'm just carrying on and not. I'll just see which is the open end. There's definitely one end that's open. Right, there we go. That's all together. I don't know how to use this, by the way. I'm just going to try and figure it out. Was there instructions on the back? Yeah, so you put that in there. It looks like you put your thread on first. Where do you put it? It looks like you just drape it across there, like that. which seems a bit bizarre. I might be wrong, I don't know. And then you put your needle in, so the eye of the needle I'm putting down here. I don't know if there's a certain way you've got to do it. It didn't work. It didn't work. But in all fairness to this, I'm using quite a big embroidery needle and I'm using this quite thick thread, so it just might not be suitable. Shall I try another one? Right, hang on, bear with me. Right, I've got some needles here. Those have got quite big eyes on them as well, actually. Is that a fair test? Shall we use one of these cheaper type ones with small eyes on them? Right, so I've got like a needle with a very tiny eye, and we'll use some regular thread. I've got some regular thread here. See, do you remember I told you I've had one of these gadgets before and I didn't get on with it? So I've draped it across there. See that tube and there? I've draped it in there. I'm putting it eye side down. Oh, the thread's come out. I don't know if it matters which you do first. Maybe you need to hold it taut, maybe. So I've pressed the button down and I can see, oh, hang on. It come out, it poked towards me. Hang on, I hold it taut. Yeah, it's poked out. Pull it. Yeah, it's not working. I think what the idea is, you put it in that hole and obviously it's got to be perfect, hasn't it? It's got to be facing the right way perfectly. And you're going to drape your thread across. Oh, it's gone. There might be something better on YouTube you can watch. A demo. Look, see if there's something on YouTube called Prim Needle Fairy. There's probably an official video showing you how to do this. But this is reality, isn't it? I wasn't convinced, was I, it was going to work. Right, when you press the button, this thing sticks out, and I'm thinking, no, it's the needle's sticking in my thumb. No, nothing. No, it doesn't work. Right, it's not working for me. Oh, hang on. Has it? Oh, it has. It's worked. Oh my goodness, it actually did work. It probably would have been quicker for me to thread the needle, but it has worked. What it does, if it does work for you, it will push a loop out of this hole. Then when you remove the needle, you kind of just pull it through then. So it did actually work. So, okay. I feel like I don't want to unthread that now. Do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to leave that threaded like that and put it in my Rosie Taylor thingy. I might put that in my thread thing. Where's that fluff come from? See all my needle things here? I'm going to put it in there because obviously if I don't tend to have trouble threading a needle at the moment anyway, but you know, you never know. I could do at some point. And I've learned from Mandy Shaw, if you have trouble threading a needle, if you're having trouble one side, turn the needle around and try the other side, because there's one side that's better than the other for threading. So that's interesting, isn't it? So yeah, I'm really sorry about that terrible demonstration that you couldn't even see what I was doing, but I'm going to show it you up close. Basically, all I was doing is draping the thread over here, so it kind of sat in that groove. Put my needle in that hole at the top, and I guess you have to make the eye face the right way, but you can't really see once it goes in there if it twists. You press that button and this thing come out. Can you see? It's actually coming out now. Can you see that? It's a little thing sticking out, and it pushes the thread through that hole, which should then thread the needle. So yeah, so it did work in the end, didn't it? So yeah, okay. Right. So what am I going to show you now? So I'll show you what I was working on last night. Now, after I threw all my bits of video together, I was feeling a bit guilty about this French hen, so I decided to work on her. And you know what, there wasn't really much more to do. I haven't finished, but I've finished the embroidery side. I'm just at the process, I'm starting to blanket stitch it together. And this is how she's looking at the moment. Obviously, this is just, things are just pinned on at the moment. The beak is pinned and nothing is attached yet. But that's how she's looking on the one side. So I completed all the embroidery. Because didn't do one side complete. I was doing bits of this side, bits of this side. So the two sides are slightly different. And let me flip that ribbon over. And that's her on that side. So I think when she's all blanket stitched up and stuffed, I think she'll look lovely. So she's a part of the Corinne Lapierre 12 Days of Christmas. And last year I made the partridge, the pear and a turtle dove. And this was the next one, the French hen. Now, my intention was, basically, I ran out of time to do these last Christmas. It was all the thing with my son having an operation, my youngest. And then I was knitting the owl and yeah, and just a lot of things got left. Then the intention was to pick the back up, but I lost it. But during one of my videos, I found the suitcase, didn't I, with the French hen in and the threads. Because I've got different, I bought the threads that go with this, you see. So yeah, so I could work on them again now, but obviously Christmas Day is tomorrow, and that's the third day of the 12 days of Christmas. So there's another 9 days is there. I've got to do 9, 10, 11, yeah. And obviously the partridge in a pear tree, there was 2 to do. There was the pear and the partridge. But yeah, I've got another 9 embroideries to do. So maybe will 2022 be the next Christmas? I have my 12 days of Christmas things complete. Maybe. So I keep looking over there because I'm tempted to, because they're hanging over there, I'm tempted to bring them over, but I think it could be catastrophic if I try to get that wooden Christmas tree down off the wall, because I've got loads of things hanging on it. So, and I haven't done a sprout, because I was in 2 minds last night. Shall I crochet a sprout for my wreath, or shall I work on this French hen? But I could get this hen done today, couldn't I? So I'm going to nip to the shop in a moment to get a few bits and bobs, but we'll probably do the big shop later on. So advent calendars, let's get cracking, right? So yeah, we did, I'd love to say, oh, we do this on Christmas Eve, we do that. We've had, our Christmas Eves are different from one year to the next. It all depends on what's happening and how sorted we are. But my eldest son is working. He's still at home now, but he's leaving here at 1:30 and he's working till 7:30, end of day shift at Starbucks. And and then my in-laws will be here before he comes home from work, basically. But we're doing the Christmas thing with them this evening, so that will be nice. So I might be having a little bit of a drink. Do you know, I've only had 1 alcoholic drink. I'm not a big drinker anyway, but I do like a drink. I've had 1 alcoholic drink all of this Stitchmas, so all month, and that was 1 cocktail. And it was just left over from what I didn't get a cocktail on my birthday that I wanted, and my husband bought me this 3-pack from the co-op, and I drank 2 one night, but I think that was November. That was November, round next door in their garden room. And then I had 1 left over, a Cosmo or something it was called. And I had it the day, do you know when I put the Christmas tree up? I had it that day. And that's the only alcoholic drink I've had. So I do hope to have a little drink over Christmas. But maybe I'll have a little drink tonight. But I've got to be a bit careful because we've got we're going out for Christmas dinner, so I've got to make sure, I'm up up and ready and everybody's sorted and we've done the Christmas thing, you know, we've done all the presents and everything. So yeah, so that's going to be exciting. And then my parents are coming over after we've had our Christmas dinner. Like, we do invite people out every year to want to come out for dinner, but nobody wants to come with us. I think my in-laws have Christmas dinner with their daughter and her family, and my mum and dad just have it at home. They do. So right, calendars. I think my mum would come out, but I think my dad likes having it at home. So this is the hemline, day 24. Can you believe it? And this is the crafty so-and-so. And I've decided, well, this is without looking at the website, I really think I'm going to do the cami from the My Handmade Wardrobe, the pin tuck cami. And Deborah, who watches my channel, she's commented on my last video, so hi Deborah. And Deborah has said that she's made that cami, the pin tuck cami from My Handmade Wardrobe patterns as well, and she really likes it. And she said that the pin tucks doesn't make the pattern particularly wide, which is nice to know, and actually she reduced it a little bit just because she didn't quite have enough fabric. So thank you for that, Deborah, really appreciate that. So this says it's a retractable measuring tape. Oh, well, this is quite a funky colour, isn't it? It's a bit like bumblebee looking, isn't it? So these are always good to have. These are quite nice if you like decorating them as well, because you can make crochet covers, knitted covers, embroidered covers, patchwork covers, you name it, you can cover these. But it is quite a jazzy colour, and it looks quite nice. I bought a crochet magazine this year purely because there was a bee theme about it, and I got those bee stitch markers. So and I've got those. What I'm thinking of doing is I've got those bee fat quarters up here. Maybe next year I might make like a bee project bag, and maybe I'll put that in my bee project bag and have the stitch on. Just go for a total bee theme. And I've got that bee cross stitch that Mary Angela put in my advent calendar, so I'll be able to stitch that up as well, won't I? So I might actually turn that into something. Actually, I've got an idea. I'm not going to tell you about it now. We'll do it next year. I'll show you what I'm going to do with that embroidery and things. Yes, that's some exciting things to look forward to. I should write these things down so I don't forget, shouldn't I? So yeah, I've liked getting that today. It's not the only retractable tape measure I have, but you know what? You can never really have enough of them, really. I can hear something in there. Right. Oh, Mary Angela said regarding the kids' scissors I got yesterday, she finds them quite useful for cutting paper in a craft room. So yeah, I'm not going to, you know, dismiss them too quickly. You watch, I'll end up loving those children's scissors, won't I? They'll be like one of my favourite craft room items, and I'll probably end up loving the beige dye for something. Yeah, actually beige, like creamy colours, are quite on trend at the moment. Like if you wear like a cream colour sweatshirt or a cream t-shirt, it is trendy, you know, amongst the young people. Right, we've got another postcard from the crafty so-and-so. Where's my other one? That's the one from the other day. I'm going to go on their website later. This is another code, right? And it's a £5 gift voucher for treating yourself to something from our shop, the crafty so-and-so. So that's handy. I'm quite glad actually I haven't gone on their website to download a PDF pattern yet, because now I can go on now and redeem my voucher. So that's really lovely. Yeah, and it says happy sewing, so it's a lovely postcard. These postcards are nice, but especially that one, happy sewing. So they're lovely, aren't they? So I don't think the crafty so-and-so are watching my videos. I haven't really put in my title of my videos that I'm opening Crafty So-and-So advent calendar, so they're probably not watching it. Basically, on YouTube, I'm kind of a bit of a nobody. You know, like I haven't got like a big following on YouTube and things, so yeah, not probably many people know about me really, but I really appreciate the people that have found me. It's lovely to have some people, because I'd be sitting here talking to nobody, wouldn't I? But I have said this when I started this years ago, I would probably sit here doing this even if I had one viewer. As long as somebody was watching and enjoying it, that would be fine. I just need someone to have a chin wag with about my crafts. You know. So right, what am I doing now? My calendar, right. So it's box time, and I will admit I'm sure I know what it is, because there's something I've been looking forward to getting out of my box, and I haven't had it yet. So it's got to be this, the final thing. My husband has informed me, right, but I don't know if he's trying to throw me off course. He said that he hasn't got me anything that I've asked for Christmas, right? Does it, what it is, when I left a link to some things I like for Christmas, I did put it in my family WhatsApp group. Now, because I've got an 18-year-old son, he's actually gone out and bought me something for Christmas this year, because he's got a job and a car, you know, so I'm actually getting something from him that he's paid for with his own money. So obviously I don't know if I'll get something off I'll get off my son. But my husband said he hasn't got me anything that I've asked for, but he might be saying that because he's trying to throw me off course. So you don't know. And he said he's bought me something I probably couldn't afford to buy myself, right? And he said that he's not sure. He's really not sure about it. So I really don't know what am I going to get. So I can't wait to see what. I'm intrigued. So I'm hoping I do like it. I said, is it a vacuum? I said, and I was going to get an iron. I was going to get a spare fridge freezer, you know. Don't know. Do you know what? I probably would still be happy with those things. I'd love an extra fridge freezer, because every time I have 2 fridge freezers, because I like one in the kitchen and the utility, every time I have 2, one breaks and I go back to one again. And do you know, when I try to stock up, like, do you know, like sometimes I'll make meatballs, or I'll do things that I put in the freezer to keep there. So if ever I've got, like, say, a load of tomatoes and I think I'm going to knock up a sauce, I've always got something to go with the sauce. But what happens is my husband just keeps going in the freezer, and anything I've made, he'll just keep cooking them and putting them on a sandwich for lunch. So then they're never there anyway. So what I like about having 2 fridge freezers, I can say anything in that fridge in the kitchen, help yourself, but the one in the utility, don't touch it, because it's for recipes, and that works really well. Let's hope it's a fridge freezer. I said it's a fridge freezer, he said it's not. So me and Linda on my channel have been chatting about this, actually, because Linda was saying she can't visit a shop every day like I can, so she has big freezers and they've been breaking. It is what I thought. It's a new rotary cutter. Rotary cutter. Get my words out. Yeah, I have got other rotary cutters. I've got a few. I've got this one. This one. This one. These are the only ones I can see right now. I really like this big one when I'm cutting through, you know, long pieces, thick fabric, you know, real thick things and things. This one I use a lot, the 45mm, and I do find this really tiny one. I think I've got a smaller one as well, you know, there's either I've got one that's slightly bigger. Yeah, I think this is my very tiny one. I think I've got one slightly bigger than this. I do like them in different sizes. Really good for getting round small curves, that is. And this is basically a 45ml one, the same size as this. But look, this is something else, isn't it? Fiskars, look, it's so beautiful. I knew I didn't need one, but when I saw it, I ordered it from Sewing Street, and it was when I was ordering the lamp and the tins. Do you remember me saying to just throw a few things in, because with Sewing Street you only pay £1 postage per day, so I just threw a load of things in. The paper's lovely, isn't it? Look at that. That is a rotary cutter, a thing of beauty, isn't it? It's just gorgeous. So I didn't mind getting it because I thought, oh, it's an advent calendar treat, you know. So, oh, it's lovely. Let's try it out. So you pull it down and then it sticks out like that. And then pushing it down, it pops back in. This, it's similar to this one. That does the same. I've had different. I've got one that's got like a squeezy handle as well. This one you pull down. So basically, I'm trying to show you some different ones. All these do the same. Yeah, I have got a different one that's got you squeeze the handle and you roll it along. So yeah, I'm over the moon with that. It's beautiful. Do you know what I'd absolutely love is a pink cutting mat. I've got a green one and it looks disgusting now. I've had it years and years. It's not my first one. I've got a smaller one as well. My first one is a better one, the smaller one. It's self-healing, but I don't think this is self-healing, but it does okay. But yeah, that's lovely. So thank you so much for watching so far. Now I will let you know my husband has already opened his advent calendar, his Central Perk one, but I'm going to save it, I am, till later on for you, so it's something to look forward to, because in all honesty I don't know how exciting my day is going to be really, because I'm not going to really film. I'm not going to be filming my in-laws. I don't think they'll really appreciate that really. And yes, I don't know if I've got much to film, but yeah, if there is anything. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to basically paint the backs of my earrings for tomorrow, and if I get a chance I'm going to basically stitch up this French hen and stuff it. Maybe I could show you that. Hopefully I could get that and show you that later, couldn't I? So that would be nice. So I hope you're having a fabulous Christmas Eve, and just, you know, and hopefully you can have a lovely Christmas day. But this is not it for now. I will come back later, so I'll see you later. Bye. Right, I forgot something and I've had an issue. Right, I've just painted the earrings. I've got out one of the, you know, like a heat mat that you use for a hot glue gun. I've got that out and I've painted the earrings, but I've lost one of the backs to it. They're like these little rubbery backs, and I think I heard it drop. So I'm going to have a look for it, but I have got some earring backs in my dressing table upstairs, so hopefully some of them will fit. But I've totally forgot about the gingerbread recipe. Now what I did, I downloaded some recipes from the internet this December, but when I looked at them, and they're off the BBC Food, I thought, no, those aren't mine, because I found this one. They were the Spice Christmas biscuits with easy icing. I'm going to show you these because you might want to do these instead. The Spice Christmas biscuits with easy icing, apparently. But when I looked at it, there wasn't as many spices and things in it. Right, there's only cinnamon and ginger, and I thought, no, I know the one I did had way more than that, so I didn't bother with it. But it does give you ideas. It tells you for the icing sugar, it tells you to use icing sugar and lemon juice. I use water with mine, and it tells you to use edible sprinkles, sparkles, glitter, metallic balls, icing pens and crushed candy canes, that one says. But you can still get that off the BBC Food website, and you can still get this one off the BBC Food website. and it's called Gingerbread Men, and it makes 20 gingerbread biscuits. But again, it's only got ginger and cinnamon in it, right? So I thought that was a bit strange. I did. I'm just thinking, are they much different? And I'm sure my recipe was off there. The difference with these is there no flour in these? There is. Yeah, they're quite different. The gingerbread men have a lot more flour than the other ones. There's 150 grams of flour in the spice biscuits, but they are ginger, aren't they? And there's 350 grams of flour in those ones. But basically what I'm saying is you can get recipes off the BBC Food website, but that's not the one I did. Now, the ingredients, now you might want a pen and paper. Now, in mine, I put 350 grams of plain flour. And what I do is, with this, I will get a bowl, I will put a sieve on it, and I'll put my flour in the sieve, right? Won't shake it, I'll just leave it sitting there. Then I'll put a teaspoon of ground ginger on top of that. Then I'll put half a teaspoon of ground cloves. Then I'll put, so I think it's just the cloves maybe, and then I put half a teaspoon of ground cinnamon and a teaspoon of bicarbonate of soda. Then what I do is I sift it. This isn't in the recipe, this is just what I do. I sift it then into the bowl. Then I think I mix the egg with the golden syrup. So you have one egg. I don't worry about the size, it's just whatever egg I have. And does it say on here? Oh, there. Right, I'm missing out a bit. Then you rub in the butter into your dry mix, basically. Then you add the sugar. So basically, you've done all your dry bits, your spices. Then you've rubbed in your butter. Then you add your sugar. So your butter is 100 grams. And your soft brown sugar is 175 grams. So is that clear enough? Sorry, I'm getting all mixed up, aren't I? I'm not the most professional of people, as you probably already gather if you watch my videos. Then, in a separate bowl, you mix the egg and 4 tablespoons of golden syrup, right? And then you mix that all together till it forms a dough. Now, I use an electric food mixer. Sorry, this stick man, he's been getting beaten up, hasn't he? Because I flap my arms around and I start knocking everything, right? So, yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, I use the K-beater on my mixer and I just do it till it's worked together. I don't go mad. And this recipe actually tells you to knead it a little bit. I don't even knead this, right? Now, what I forgot to mention before all this, I put my oven on. Now, this tells you to put your oven on 180 degrees centigrade. I put an oven thermometer in my oven, and I put my oven on at 200, right? And I will make sure it gets to 200, right? I don't trust the oven, right? I trust the thermometer inside. Now, even though it's meant to be 180, I do it to 200 because when you open your oven, you lose a lot of heat. And I've got a slide and hide kind of door, and you lose a lot of heat. You can't really kind of prop it up a bit kind of thing. And then I keep an eye on the temperature. But I do this in advance to all of this that I've told you, by the way. Hot oven, it is a must, right? Then it does say to roll the dough out to a depth of 5mm. Do you know what? I don't even worry about that. I just go by eye, what I think is right. But if you want to be specific, do it 5mm. Then, but what it doesn't mention is this: what I do, I flour my board. There's somebody at the door. Is my husband here? Right, bear with me. I don't think anyone's answering the door. So Sorry about that. My husband's in the back garden and it was my next door but one neighbour. Because you know, we dropped round like neighbour gifts and things yesterday. I did put it on the screen at the very end. Well, we've already had the one neighbour come round this morning, and then the next door but one came, has just been round with a present and a card. But while I was standing there chatting with him, the next door neighbour said, have you got a parcel for us? So I was ended up chatting with the two of them at the door. So what I was saying is, I don't overwork my dough. I flour my work surface and I flour my rolling pin, right, which I didn't mention, but it doesn't mention that. And the way I kind of roll, I'll roll and I'll turn my dough. You know, I'll kind of do that. And what I'll do is I'll cut out the pieces, and then I won't be worrying about all the cut off pieces for now. I'll probably do about half of the dough for rolling out, but I did with my son because I didn't want him to have too much to deal with. And then I'll push those pieces aside, got him to roll out the next bit, and make sure you re-flour and things, you know, because it will stick otherwise. And then get him to cut those out and use like a pad. Sometimes they stick to your cutter and you could just drop them on your baking sheet with, I put baking parchment on there. And then, but sometimes if they don't come out with the cutter, just get a palette knife, and then with all the leftover dough, then I'll kind of bunch it all together. I don't overwork it, re-roll it, and then cut it out. My son and I were eating bits of it, and basically this recipe says you lie it on a greased baking tray. Mine wasn't greased, but it might have been non-stick paper, and it says bake for 10-15 minutes until golden brown. And if you want them to hang them, you make holes in them, right? I use a straw for that. However, 10 to 15 minutes, I found I did bake my first ones. I put a timer on for 12 minutes. At 10 minutes I thought, gosh, I need to get these out. And if they wasn't they weren't burnt or anything, they were totally fine. But my personal opinion is, I think 10 minutes for those was too long, but it all depends on your oven. And then the second batch I put in, I literally left in for 5 minutes and they were cooked. And you let them cool on the baking tray. So I hope that's okay. If you've got any questions about that, please get back to me and I will answer. So yeah, you know, I don't think I'm gonna have time to type it up. And what it is, it's not just a case of copying, because I don't totally do what this says. I do my own thing. So yeah, so bear that in mind. And there was no instructions for decorating them or anything, but you know, you just do your own thing with it. If you want a really cheaty way, you can always, we use icing pens and things, and you can always dip them in chocolate and then sprinkle things on. You know, it's very forgiving, isn't it? You have chocolatey gingerbread if you want that, but I do like the sugared icing and things. But it is a bit of an art to it. I have done some very intricate art pieces with icing. I'll have to see if I've got any photographs of ones I've done, but yeah, it was a bit of a rush job with those with my son, but you know, but they still taste as good. Don't worry too much, you know, they're going to get messed up anyway, aren't they? And they all taste the same. So anyway, I'm going to go now because there's lots to do, and I'll catch you later. Bye. Yay! Chris got something different in his advent calendar, didn't he? He got a quiz, a game we can actually play over Christmas. I'm so excited for him. And actually the thing on the back he can hang on the door. Bit tacky, I know, but it was made of something better, so when he ripped it, it came out quite nicely. So yeah, it all turned out well in the end. So we'll probably have some fun playing that Friends trivia quiz over Christmas. That'll be really good fun, won't it? So I've found the backs, the earring backs. Are they in there? Yeah. There's a shop called Warren James on our high street. If it's still there, it might have gone, you know, with all these shops closing. Pre-corona, it was there. I've got all these earring backs, so hopefully they will fit my snowflake earrings. So regarding the advent calendars, as I said to you, what have I done with those things? Oh, they're there. Do you know, I've got those codes to claim, haven't I? This is what came in the Crafty So-and-So advent calendar. And it says, inside your advent calendar, you will find ... So this is what was in it. Some prim haberdashery thread, threads, tote bag, seam ripper, enamel sewing pen, bobbin friends, are those bobbin minder things, perlay threads, a pen, stickers, buttons, ribbons, Kylie and the Machine labels, a tape measure, stash cards, I remember those, sewing kit, it was probably a mini sewing kit, wasn't it? Yeah. Buttons, prim haberdashery. It doesn't say thread. It says tread. Prim haberdashery tread. They've missed out the H. Scissors, a MHW voucher, bias binding, ribbon, fat quarter of cotton poplin, but I actually got 2 fat quarters, didn't I? Dylon hand dye. Yeah, the one I was, you know, not too excited about, and a Crafty gift voucher. So overall, that was pretty nice stuff, wasn't it? I've really enjoyed that advent calendar, and the hemline one was the one that I won, and it tells you on the back. So I don't really need to read all that out, do I? No, I'll be at ages reading. Do you know what? If you want me to read, if somebody says, please read this out, right, I'll read it out in my next video. So I'll leave it with you because I don't want to sit here taking up your Christmas Eve reading out everything I got on that hemline calendar, but I've just read that out. So yeah, so how I've spent my afternoon, we've had lunch. I made the eggnog after lunch, so that was a lot of fun. Unfortunately my eldest is still at work, so he's missed out, and my husband and I took a trek to Morrison's, and we've done a big shop, and we've managed to get, even though we're having dinner out, we've bought a big turkey reduced, and I'm going to cook it up tomorrow, and then I'll slice it up, and we're going to have like turkey sandwiches and things. So because I'm not having turkey for my Christmas dinner, I'm having fish starter and a fish main, so I'll quite enjoy a turkey sandwich on the evening. And my youngest and middle son, they're having a vegetarian option, but they're not vegetarian, but they often eat vegetarian options. So do I as well. So that is what's going on. And you know, my husband has been vacuuming round and things and stuff. I feel a bit bad because he's managed to do a bit more housework today than I have, because obviously I'm doing this as well. I feel a little bit bad. But anyway, right, what have we got to do? So what I'm going to do now, I'm not going to actually sit in front of the camera again today, but what I'll do is anything that's kind of nice around the home. Oh, the batteries are going. I'll do a little bit of footage and put some music over it. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to wish you all a very Merry Christmas. I hope you have a fabulous time. I want to thank you so much for joining me for my Stitchmas. It's been lovely sharing my build up to Christmas with you. I'll be back. I will film tomorrow, but I don't think the video will be up tomorrow. I'm not sure, but I am going to film tomorrow and Boxing Day, and I'm going to reveal what is in day 25 of my calendar, and I'm going to share the cool crafting Christmas surprise with you, and maybe I can tell you what I've had for Christmas. So yeah, that is my plan. So this evening I think I'm going to, if I get a chance, do a bit of the blanket stitching around the edge of the French hen, and obviously I've got my in-laws coming round this evening and we've got to have dinner. It is actually just after 5:10 now on Christmas Eve evening, so it's really exciting, isn't it? So yeah, I can't wait for tomorrow, and I might even have a little glass of something this evening, just one glass, and maybe in front of the TV or something with the Christmas tree lights and things. That'd be quite nice. So thank you so much for joining me, and I'll leave you with a bit of footage, and I'll be back soon with some more video. So take care and have a fabulous time. Bye.